I was in the home of the individual who had passed, and we were having a conversation with his widow and his 2 children. And we're going through the document, and I started out by saying, when you see italicized words inside these text boxes, this is your father, husband speaking. The daughter, she begins to sniffle and cry. She goes into the little powder room, pulls out a Kleenex and starts dabbing her tears and says, the reason for these tears of joy is the gift that my father and you have given me. Every time I need to have a conversation with my dad, I can come to this trust document and I can read these text boxes, and it'll be like I'm having a conversation with my dad. And that's the work that we're about, and that's what PPI wants to make a difference in the world, creating more of that. In 2001, I was a tax attorney. I had a client that we were convinced was going to be a billionaire within 2 or 3 years. He had 3 children, 21 to 27, and yet the children knew nothing about the family's wealth. And he was very concerned about how will it impact my children if I begin to kind of pull back the curtain and reveal to them what I have and what they have. Someone gave him this little green book, and then he gave it to me and asked me to read it. The book was Family Wealth, Keeping It in the Family, James E. Hughes Jr. And began reading. And the first thing that jumped out at me was the definition of wealth. He was introducing me to the concept of a flourishing family, and that the way that you would keep the wealth in the family was by investing in the development, the education, the launching successfully of rising generation family members. That led to the client wanting me to find this man, and ultimately, as I found him, I began to figuratively carry his briefcase. He challenged me to leave the law firm and do what he did. By 2008, I had reached a kind of pinnacle of success. I thought the plans were complex and sterile and were missing something. And I thought we need a little bit more compassion, we need heart and soul, and began a crusade to help clients discover their voice, bring their vision, their values, and their voice into the document. And as I shared that with clients, I found out that, oh my gosh, the clients were just in love with this. And what was even more important is that their children loved it. These documents no longer were viewed as restrictive and burdensome, but the children actually began to recognize this is a gift of love. And so gradually, over a 6-12-month period, ideas began to coalesce in my mind around how we could create a virtual community. We launched PPI basically in February of 2010. There were 35 people who signed up. They were all deeply committed, as was I, to exploring how best practices for serving these families was evolving and growing. Early in 2011, Julie and I began to explore what would it take to convene, to bring together a group. And we didn't have any grandiose vision. We thought maybe we'd get 45 or 50. Instead, 75 people showed up, and we were crowded into this courtyard Marriott near the airport. Literally had to do this to get down the hallways. There were so many people, and it was just an amazing experience. The spirit that we find in Rendezvous today really traces back to that first ever rendezvous. It became evident early on that we had a winning formula, that collaboration was very, very important, and that we would benefit if we worked together and helped each other. There is just such genuine love, concern, empathy expressed by our members for each other. It's amazing. I wear the title of founder proudly. This is so far beyond what I envisioned. I set out to change how we did estate planning, business succession planning, charitable planning, and I believe that we're having a profound influence. people will say, well, you've built this incredible organization. The reality is, I helped attract people that came together, and we've built it together. The community really has become what it is because of the members of the community all coming together, like-hearted, like-minded, with this incredible serving ethos and commitment to helping families flourish. And it's just been a beautiful journey, and it's grown organically to what it is today.